Hi, welcome back everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. We're going to go iron head-to-head video for you today, and it's the hollow head designs, and obviously we've seen the very new launch of the Mizuno MP-20 HMB Iron. Stunning looking golf club, really impressed with the performance of that. And I'm going to put it up against the new TaylorMade P790. So second generation of the 790 we've seen just launch. Also the HMB from Mizuno, two hollow iron constructions. Let's put these head to head and see if there's any differences between these two clubs, and possibly if this is something that you would go out there and test yourselves. Right, so let's start off with the new Mizuno. So the MP-20 HMB, stunning looking golf club. It's very much of that muscle back look and appearance to it, but obviously just a slightly bigger head shape as you'll have probably seen through my review videos. If you watch that, if you haven't, do go and check that out for a more in-depth review of the actual technology in the head. But this is 7 iron, it's lofting at 32 degrees. Beautiful look behind the golf ball, a little bit less offset there. We've got that nice shaping that we've sort of seen the more traditional MB in the M20 and MP-20 range. Just that slightly thicker top edge. Obviously we've got the thicker sole there, a bit more meat behind it, but we don't actually see that sticking out the back of the golf club, which is nice. So I'm going to start off with this. Got these, both irons of these set up the same. I've got myself set out at 170 from the flag. Let's get some shots here. It's a lovely opening shot there. Beautiful strike. Very nice on that ball flight. And I think what we saw maybe through the review video is it's quite a forgiving golf club, and obviously it's a hollow iron construction, moving that weight sort of from the inside base and pulling it back away from that club face. We've got some tungsten help in the longer irons and HMB, so from the 2 iron through 7 iron we've got split tungsten 12 gram in both heel and toe, so again that's helping with stability. A little bit more mass higher up the blade here is helping from the up and down the club face in the misses of the strike, so again helping for that ultimate forgiveness. Okay, again, not a bad shot. Just getting to that towards that front edge. Sorry, I did say I set 170, it's actually 180 I've got myself set out. I'm sorry about that. Got the distances wrong, it's actually 180 yards I've got myself set out from this flag. Didn't quite get all of that last one, but it's managed to get up there. Okay, again, a little bit skinny, but again, that is pretty consistent. So just moving my strike a little bit on those last couple of shots, both up and down that club face, and they seem to be all carrying out at that very similar distance there, which is quite interesting. Just maybe backing up the forgiveness of this particular iron. It's a nice strike. Beautiful high ball flight. Just going a fraction further there, just slightly pulled to catch that left edge, but much better on the contact. We're getting that little bit of extra yardage just through that little bit of shaping of the ball. It's obviously through more me than the club. Again, 32 degrees, that's a beautiful high ball flight. And that's hit the green quite nicely. Okay, so there's a batch of shots hit with the new MP-20 HMB Iron hollow construction. Beautiful looking golf club, great finish on it. I think that's, as I probably said in my review video, it's going to be a very popular one, I think, for a lot of golfers, and probably more so in those longer irons, I think, as iron replacements, and obviously the ability to blend it with the other MP-20 models out there. But let's jump into the P790 Iron and see how that stacks up against it. Okay, so as I probably said in my review video of the new P790, this is, I think, for me, a good improvement and a nice progression from the original P790, which was a very, very popular iron. Again, it ticked a lot of boxes for a lot of golfers. We've got a forgiveness aspect, we've got that nice sort of player's look, we've got that sort of nice forged sort of feeling we get with these, but they're quite powerful at the same time, so a lot of golfers are picking up distance. Now, with the new one against the old one, it is much better looking, so we've got much less offset in there now, a better toe shaping, I would say. Still a slightly medium to thick top edge there, but it's very comparable to that MP-20. So I think as I just put these two side by side, down by the sort of golf ball area, I think that the HMB is definitely a bigger profile from heel to toe. It's a longer blade length from when I look at it like that, and it just looks to have a little bit more club face to go at. So if you're looking at something that looks a little bit more confident, inspiring behind the golf ball, probably the HMB, just a slightly bigger profile. So definitely P790 is a touch smaller, but does that change the forgiveness levels? Let's get a few hit. Okay, not a bad opening strike there. Yeah, it looks like it's going a touch further. Now, probably one thing to just to sort of note on these two clubs is the lofts. There's a little bit difference. So the MP-20 HMB coming at 32 degrees, the P790 is coming at 30.5. So there is 1.5 degrees stronger loft with the TaylorMade. So we know that's going to create some maybe differences, that slight ball speed with a slight straighter face, possibly a little bit more distance through that also. So we've just got to bear that in mind, that 1.5 difference of loft. But definitely these two irons are in that same sort of bracket, or trying to hit that same type of golfer. Oh, that's a little bit heely there with the TaylorMade. Just push that fractionally, but not by a lot. But it's managed to hit that front edge of the green, so it looks to be doing something similar to the HMB on those slight miss hits, but it is a little bit less loft, remember. That's a better strike, that's the best strike. Hit that one really well. Okay, so we see there now that's pumping up to the back edge of the green there, obviously through strike alone. Much better strike there. Obviously that little bit of loft. Be interested to look at the spin numbers at the end. So P790, we know we've got that speed foam in there, so it's a hollow construction, but this time it's filled. We've got a speed slot on that bottom of the sole, so picking up any of those low in the face strikes, just trying to get a little bit of trampoline effect happening in those, and those miss hits, again, trying to keep that ball speed up across the club face. And of course we've got some tungsten happening in there, again, stability, moving weight around that head, providing a little bit of forgiveness. So that's that one that's a little bit low on the club face. I can feel it, I can just hear it. The flight doesn't change massively there, just pulled that bit there. But the flight, in terms of its trajectory and height, doesn't really change a massive amount. So it's still flighting up there quite easily. It's a nice one. Lovely ball flight. And pretty accurate also. Okay. So there's a batch of shots hit with a P790. I'd be really interested to look at some numbers here. We know that 1.5 degree loft difference, but what does that do in terms of numbers on the board? So let's go and have a look. Right, okay, so let's look at some numbers. So HMB on the top, so we can see 123.6 on average with a ball speed, launching 17.6, spinning averaging at 5.875. Plenty of peak height there at 35 yards and carry distance of 176, with it dropping off 173, peaking 179, so we've got a 6-yard difference from front to back. Looking into the P790, obviously we know we've got 1.5 degrees strong on the loft, so we can see that little bit of increase of ball speed. That's probably coming through that loft difference more than anything. Tech in the head, I would say, from there. Clearly launching a little bit lower again through that loft, and spinning probably about just over 500 revs less again, coming through that loft difference. So probably very comparable there. If you had imagine if you're having the HMB at the same 30.5 degrees, you're probably going to see some same numbers as the P790 there, aren't you? So just obviously that launch and spin being low, it just peaks a little bit lower at 33 yards against the Mizuno. And obviously that just increases the distance to 181, so at 5 extra yards there. Drop off 173 to a peak of 185, so we actually had a 12 yard front to back. Obviously my strikes change, you can see a 120 ball speed to nearly a 127, so clearly that's a strike location for me, as I'm just sort of moving my strike around that club face slightly. Okay guys, so there we go. There's two of the new hollow construction irons for TaylorMade and Mizuno. I think both very, very good irons there, aren't they? Obviously the loft difference is making the difference of those sort of numbers there. So what I'm quite impressed with, probably more so with Mizuno there, is they haven't gone silly strong in the loft. The 32 degree on that 7 iron in this type of iron it's quite weak compared to other models, obviously the TaylorMade being stronger. So it's quite good that the fact that they can very much blend that now with the blade iron as maybe a far end of an extreme. You look at then the P790, how could you blend that with their blade iron? I think you're going to massively struggle. There's going to be a huge gap in differences there. So it's maybe, I think, a really box tick from Mizuno of how then this is blendable. They haven't gone silly strong on the loft, yet it is producing some very good numbers. Obviously, if you're looking for pure distance and you want to see that 7 iron go further, P790 goes further, but it's coming through that loft, isn't it? So just remember that it's not a longer hitting club. Well, from my test there anyway, it's not a longer hitting club, it's more the loft that's done the change there, hasn't it? So two very comparable irons, I think. Probably look wise, the HMB is a little bit big on the profile, beautiful shaping. It's just a little bit on that bigger side, so it does look more forgiving when you sit down by the golf ball. And I think the front to back dispersion there was a little bit better as well, wasn't it? And the actual left to right dispersion was better for me in that particular test also. But comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. P790 is a great iron. HMB, I think, is a fantastic iron from Mizuno there. I think they're really onto something now. I think, as I said, I've always said it from the beginning when it first came, when I first saw it, it's going to be a popular option. Post comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, you haven't subscribed, just please hit that subscribe button. Very much appreciate it. Trying to grow the channel as much as I can, get more content, more equipment early to get out for you guys. That's what I enjoy sort of doing. So I want to try and carry that ongoing if we can. Follow up social media platforms, both Instagram and Twitter. The handles there at MN Golf Coach, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.